Welcome to episode 3 of our Stellaris tutorial playthrough, where we just play through the main tutorial of Stellaris, as well as, we'll see. I guess if we get to the end of the tutorial and we're like, yeah, let's keep going, then we'll keep going. Otherwise, maybe we won't. So, we have the tutorial to increase the fleet. We need to assign an admiral. We want to build another science ship. And we want to build a colony ship. Alright, well. How many... Oh, okay, we only have one science ship. Well. Alright, so let's go to the slowest speed, but keep things going so that time passes. We have the Earth Defense Force, the EDF, stationed above Earth to defend it. Excellent. Totally not Star Destroyers. Alright, meanwhile the Atlantic is busy constructing things. Our science ship, UNS Discovery, is busy discovering. Good. Alright, we'll need some more alloys. Build our science ship, the Aldrin. Oh, Aldrin, like Buzz Aldrin. Aha. Class ship. Excellent. Alright. And of course we have the precursors going on. We've got planet-side mining. Is that something that we'll want on Earth? Meanwhile on Earth we are building some stuff. We have a population of 26 and no unemployment. Excellent. Although I was watching a video by ASPEC about how you can have super unemployed people who are starving to death and don't have enough consumer goods. But if you're utopian, which doesn't really make it seem utopian, you can like keep your just crazy amounts of unity and science. It seemed like if you wanted a sort of like ultra Soviet Union playthrough, that is an option. I think that's cool for role play and such. Basically, large military that keeps everyone secure and stable, and then everyone else like builds like mass. It basically is the Soviet Union. It's just like a not quite police state where everyone's just making a lot of manufacturing and the standard of living isn't the best. Anyway, that's not what we're doing in this playthrough. So let's keep an eye on our alloys. Otherwise, let's learn about more stuff. Alright, so we have our contacts. We have the Caravansary Caravan Coalition. Trade League. Corporate. The founder species was the Tal Akur. I think that's their eyes. They are continental preference agrarian, natural engineers, conservationists, quarrelsome, solitary. Huh. Doesn't strike me as the kinds of people that would make good traders, but maybe that's why they wanted to institutionalize trade. Egalitarian, xenophile, pacifist. Ah. Alright, and they're anthropoids. Oh. Well. And of course we have ourselves. We know ourselves. Good. Then we go to markets. We know about markets. Excellent. Go down. Let's click on Earth and learn about armies and corporate stuff. Oh. The little guy's not there to talk to us. Why? Alright, well, it looks like if you are a corporate authority, you can establish a branch office. If you are an army, not if you are an army, do we just have armies? They defend us. Alright, let's build that science ship. Excellent. 60 days. Very good. Meanwhile, the Atlantic will show up to Atlantic. Ah, good. The Atlantic has built everything that they can inside of Alpha Centauri for now. That does look like a good system to expand into. So that's where we're going to be headed. Alright, then it'll send the Atlantic. To the Osadon system. That's what we'll be able to build up next. We're getting a little bit of trade value. I'm not sure if we're hitting it or if it's just there. Oh. Collected in the trade hub. Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, a tomb world. Alpha Centauri 4A. A rocky world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. It is currently experiencing a nuclear winter, with dense layers of sooty aerosols in the atmosphere, high levels of surface radiation, minimal signs of life. Very interesting. Meanwhile, we have Alpha Centauri 3. A rocky world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, active and stable hydrosphere, great land masses, are separated by oceans with large climate variations depending on latitude and precipitation, but also titanic life. So we'll have to be careful when it comes to that. In terms of all of our resources, it seems like we're producing good amounts. Maybe that will be a good planet for agriculture, maybe not. We'll have to look at the districts, I guess. And we're going to build a monument that will provide some culture jobs, which will allow people to have some society, science, and unity. So that'll be good. Ooh, but they'll need some consumer goods. Oh. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Guess we could always not fire, but move a technician around to have other stuff. Deprioritize certain jobs. So we can move people around, I'm pretty sure. We'll get to play around with that. Right. We've learned about planets and sectors, which is that you can just group different planets together into sectors.
Construction completed.
And automate certain elements. Alright, we have the UNS Pythias. We'll need to get a new scientist. Survey speed, Fernando Mendez. You are the perfect candidate for this deep space mission. Alright, we'll send them off in the opposite direction. Begin surveying these 3 systems. Meanwhile, UNS Discovery will just survey the Osadon system and then these 2 other systems. That way we'll have people moving in both directions. And there's the caravan coalition with the little caravan. What is going on out there? Huh, that's cool. Yeah, a few different systems that are a little bit outside of the galaxy. That's nice. Now, I know there are different things that, like, I've heard of L-gates, but I don't know what they do. I've heard of, there's like mid-game crisis, quote-unquote, and end-game crisis, or something like that, but I don't know what any of those are, or what happens, so we'll get to experience those together as well. Alright, we need an admiral, so that's going to be under our leaders. So currently we have no admirals. Alright. Oh yeah, we have a few different options. We were going to do the aggressive, yes. Yes, Admiral Hilde Bergmeister. Just need a little bit of energy credits.
Construction completed.
Oh, that's why we have... Okay, never mind. We're in a good place with food and... Ooh, an archaeological site has been discovered. Alright, let's slow things down. Do not excavate archaeological sites outside of your empire. Get inside. Orbital imagery of Osadon C1 clearly shows the infrastructure of a technological civilization. Mysteriously, despite massive urban areas linked to an extensive surface transport network, the planet seems totally abandoned. No sign of extant sentient life. The planet's core is more active than most. There's no sign of any disastrous event or anything else that would immediately explain the missing population. Where did they all go? Very interesting. Well, we'll be able to bring that into the Empire soon. I guess not really Empire, Star Nation, whatever you want to call it. Potato, giant star empire. Alright, so we have some consumer goods. Oop, what's going on? Alright, yeah, get inside. Alright. We'll soon have our admiral. Thinking we could just sell some minerals, but not really fast. I like to sell them a little bit at a time. So just like 7. See what that gets us. All right, yeah. So we have our substance abuser. So while he's still alive, which he will be for a while, we'll want to make sure that we've cleared out all the blockages. Excellent. Good. We have some extra available jobs. So we have 2 free clerk jobs which provide amenities. Alright, good. So yeah, it looks like those are the ones that we wouldn't, like, we don't need extra people there, so that's good. Amenities and trade value, so we seem like we're in a good place there. Which means we must have the cultural people doing culture things. Yeah. Maintaining the arts is the realm of these workers, vital for the inner development and social expression of citizens. Excellent. They are producing society, research, and unity. Very good. Very good. Alright. Well, let's hire that admiral. Hilde Bergermeister, you are hired in like 2 days. There we go. Alright, welcome.
System survey concluded.
Alright, the Osadon. Or it could be Osadon system. Pretty heavy with some stuff. Got energy, minerals, a little bit of science and trade. But realistically, it looks like it's going to be the minerals and energy credits that bring us to this system. Oh yeah. Now we have a lot of minerals. So that's good. I think we'll need yeah, this. Oh, there we go. Yep. We'll just need 26 more alloys. Let's make sure we're not selling any alloys. We are not. Excellent. Let's cut back on our selling of consumer goods as well. Very good. I think we'll try and keep our mineral and energy credit production roughly the same. So we'll sell off minerals to get more energy credits. Is that an optimal strategy? Probably not, but it's what we're going to do. Then we can flip it around, vice versa, if we need to. Or we can always produce more alloys to where we then have an excess of alloys to sell. That's actually a really good source of resources, or source of energy credits. If you need to sell something, alloys are really good to sell. However, it's probably that way because alloys are super valuable, because it's how you build ships. Alright, the Atlantic is just waiting there, another month. Excellent. Let's... Alright. Did the tutorial somehow disable itself? I just haven't heard that guy. Yeah. Oh.
Tutorial missions and tips are enabled.
Yeah, thank you.
Building a star empire can be a daunting task. To help get things started, I will be
Alright, we have done that.
The situation log displays a list of all
Okay, yeah, so we have a different playthrough that's happening live on Twitch. And that one we disabled the tutorial, but I didn't realize it would reset the tutorial. But at least now we can kind of just skip around to the parts of the game that we do know and don't know. Alright, oh no, we haven't built a... We are building a second... Oh no, we've like...
This is our system's starbase.
Yeah, we've like 100% reset the tutorial. Oh dear. And so now it's like, oh, you should build a second science
To
ship.
overcome the vast distances that...
Yeah, now he's going to talk about things he's talked about before. Oh no. Darn it. Reincarnations. Yeah, and like, oh, you should, well, at least, I guess there's no rewards attached to these. So the ones that we've done, we just ignore them. Like increasing the fleet. Oh no, we have to build another corvette.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats. Or,
That's good to know.
in the Fleet Manager, we can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained.
I was wondering why he wasn't talking to us. Now we know.
This is our construction ship.
Alright. So yeah, he'll be jumping around. Talking about things that we already know about, like I'm sure...
In the contact screen,
Actually-
we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered. Their opinions of us are visible at a glance, and we can quickly and easily engage in diplomacy.
That's good. How do we know... How should we respond? Play the slots? What? Sapiens with psychological profiles, particularly vulnerable to addictive activities, are advised to stay away from the slots and reliquaries. If they hate fun, that is. Oh! Huh, you got caravan coins? What are caravan coins? The Caravaneer Amortization Committee ensures full compatibility with the service's ecosystem. Board Trade Station Tungle, including but not limited to the slots and reliquaries. Mostly just the slots and reliquaries. Caravan coins are only accepted at the slots. Alright, and the other thing that, yeah. Alright, well. You haven't bought any. You'd have to buy some, but they're really expensive. Cool. Then you can play the slots. The reels get their purulent finish from the marrow of the last Gotenums to even haunt the station. Horrid little pests. Pull the lever, but we don't have enough. Open a reliquary. The ancient reliquary rests on an opulent pedestal. Must surely be filled with untold riches. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so you have loot boxes and slot machines. Fun. Alright, we will end communications for now. Well. Alright, let's go to the...
Via the market screen,
So we know about markets. I guess we can't... A galactic market has yet to be founded, so we don't have access to the slave market. Yet. Alright, let's go to Expansion Planner. I want to learn about this.
In the Expansion Planner, we find nearby habitable planets that may present opportunities for colonization. We can build colony ships and issue them orders directly from this screen.
Planets must be surveyed, and any anomalies found on the planet must be researched before the planet can be colonized. A starbase must also have been constructed in the planet's system, so that it lies within our borders. Very interesting. Well, it's good to know. Alright, let's go on to policies.
The Policies tab covers government policies. which have wide-ranging effects on how our empire is run.
There are often a few possible stances that take any given policy, though we may be limited by technology as well as our ethos. Okay, so we have our war policy. War is a complex matter. War between stellar nations, even more so. How we approach armed conflict is of critical importance to external affairs. So we currently have unrestricted wars. War is a dish best served frequently, and to those who do not cook for themselves. Who will not cook for themselves. Oh man. Alright, no restrictions on claiming systems. Then there's liberation wars. We must further our own interests, even when they run contrary to the interests of others. Alright, claiming others' systems is only allowed during defensive wars or against Gestalt consciousness empires. Unlocks the ideology casus belli on all empires with different ethics. Interesting. Defensive wars. Violence is a last resort to ensure the integrity of our nation. Claiming of systems is only allowed during defensive wars. Then we have orbital bombardment. Orbital bombardment allows us to destroy... Ooh, people just leveled up. A leader has gained a trait, a level. Oh my god. Words. Oksana, Dominic, and Abla. Very cool. So our main research posse.
The technology screen is where
we know about that. Alright, looks like we're within a few years of getting some new technologies. Excellent. Alright, back to policies. Orbital bombardment allows us to destroy armies on a planet from space. More punitive orbital bombardment stances can also destroy buildings and kill populations. Our current policy is indiscriminate. However, there can be selective. Allows only the bombardment of identified military targets, while keeping civilian casualties to a minimum. Unfortunately, we have the full use of...
We have detected an anomaly.
Ooh. Procyon A has detected faint traces of weapon radiation, indicative of a military spacecraft orbiting around this star. It's challenging, but I expect only the best. So good luck and do it. I think they can get to the bottom of it. Alright.
Here, empire-wide edicts, practices that can be enforced by spending some of our resources, can be enacted.
Oh. Well, I accidentally clicked on edicts instead of policies, but hey. Map the stars. This edict pushes for further galactic exploration, to bring light to the darkness, and find what wonders lie beyond. This would last for 11 years, increase survey speed by 25%, and anomaly discovery chance by 10%. Let's do it. Let's map those stars. Very good. Alright. Meanwhile, we have no regard for life on the surface when we bombard planets. Resettlement. This policy controls whether or not we are allowed to forcibly relocate pops between planets. Free pops cannot be forcibly resettled.
Construction completed.
Planets, or pops can be forcibly resettled between planets. Alright, we have grabbed this system. Let's build mining stations. And research stations. Alright. Good luck, Atlantic, as you prepare us for the future. Excellent. Alright, so we have resettlement. Then we have first contact protocol. Peaceful or aggressive? Ooh. As we travel the stars, there is a definite possibility of finding other life forms. We need to have a clearer stance on how to approach them. Now, if you want to join in with a playthrough that allows you, the viewers, to collectively select the kinds of policies that we enact, then our Twitch playthroughs are the perfect place for you. And so don't forget to go over to twitch.tv/SirSquire to find our live playthroughs where you play a direct role in how each playthrough unfolds. Link is in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to catch all future Squire Squad action. Alright, so we have, as we travel the stars, there is a definite possibility of finding other life forms. And we need to have a clear stance on how to approach them. Now, currently we are peaceful. We will allow no hostile action to be taken against unknown life forms. Only retaliate if we were to be attacked first. Versus, unknown dangers may hide among the stars. To ensure our continued survival, we must be ready to strike without hesitation. Alright, initial border status, open versus closed. The borders of our empire represent our very grasp on the galaxy itself. We must decide if they are to be open and welcoming, or shut and guarded to other civilizations we might encounter. Open. Isolation invites suspicion, and suspicion invites conflict. Let us show our neighbors that we have nothing to hide. The borders of our empire must be well guarded, lest we fall victim to insidious influence.
Anomalous readings registered.
Only those who have proven themselves worthy may enter our space. An anomaly around Bernard Star 7. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? It's routine. Please pick it up. Pythias. Hope I'm pronouncing that remotely right. Very good. Another anomaly. Alright, then we have food policy. Ooh. Our empire has a plethora of hungry mouths to feed. To ensure food security does not become a problem, we must balance the needs of the population with our needs for growth. Current policy, dietary balance, which means our population will have all their nutritional needs met, but food is a precious resource, and frivolous waste should be avoided. Organic pops have normal food use and growth speed. We can have strict rationing in times of need. We all must sacrifice for the greater good. What is a little starvation now when our glorious future awaits? So, pop food upkeep drops, mineral upkeep drops, growth speed drops, biological pop drop, and lithoid pop happiness goes down. Or nutritional plentitude. It is the fundamental right of each of our citizens to enter hibernation with a full digestive organ. Easy access to the plentiful nutritional fare will be the fuel, which spurs our growth among the stars. Population upkeep increases by 25%, but people are happier, and they grow faster. You know, that's pretty good. Let's do that. We will not be able to change our stance on this for 10 years. The policy will have these effects. Alright. Let's do it. Then next we have economic policy. Prosperity or security. Education or defense. Guns or butter. These are the questions that every government with limited resources has to ask themselves. And they've asked themselves throughout history. And ours is no different. Now, we are a mixed economy. so that's my Obama, I guess. So we are a mixed economy. To commit ourselves fully to either war or peace is to restrict ourselves to a narrow view. We must be ready for whatever the future may hold. Now, we could have a civilian economy. The needs of the populace must become before the business of war. That is a typo. Alright, the needs of the populace must come before the business of war. Economic might, not military prowess, is what our empire will be founded on. So we get less alloys but more consumer goods. Versus a militarized economy. Ooh. To neglect our defense is to neglect our survival. Trinkets and baubles are scarce comfort when the enemy is battering down the gates. Consumer goods are less, but alloys are more. Then you could just sell the alloys to buy consumer goods. Or sell the consumer goods to buy alloys. Alright, trade policy, wealth creation. Trade is an important source of prosperity and brings in it a great deal of resources for our empire. We must decide where these resources are best directed. Current policy, wealth creation. The purpose of trade is to generate profits for individuals and revenue for the state. Yes, we should focus our trade efforts fully on this creation of wealth. So each collected trade value earns us a direct 1-to-1 ratio of energy credits. Or we can have consumer benefits. Profits and taxes must take second place to improving the lives of our citizens. We should focus our trade efforts towards the manufacture and distribution of everyday necessities. So this cuts the energy credits in half. Ooh, something has occurred. Ooh, tradition available.
The tradition screen displays the tradition.
We know about this.
The relics screen allows us to view and activate our relics.
And we know about relics. Alright, discovery. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to continue to do. So we're going to invest in databank uplinks because the science division just increases the level cap of scientists, and our scientists aren't anywhere near hitting their level cap yet. So we are going to do the data bank uplink. High capacity quantum bands dedicated to data bank transfers make possible virtually completely synchronous research operations across vast distances. Research station output is increased by 10%. Excellent. Alright, so we're doing discovery so that we can research things faster and explore the galaxy faster. It seems like that's going to be good for the first tradition. Seems like the later into the playthrough you get, the least likely, like the less valuable discovery would be. Seems like. Alright, so we have consumer benefits. It cuts how many energy credits you're going to get. That does give you a small boost to consumer goods. I don't really know when... Well, I guess what's the cost of a consumer? Okay. So I could see if you needed a lot of consumer goods for some reason, and you had plenty of energy credits, then maybe you'd shift over to a consumer benefit trade policy. And then, I like this. Marketplace of ideas. Trade can be used not only to move goods around, but also to facilitate the spread of ideas. We should focus our trade efforts towards ensuring that the message of our government is heard on all planets where we do business. You know what? I'm going to do that one. The small increase to unity, I think, is going to be worth the folding of some energy credits. Just because we're so early in the game as well, to kind of get that leg up on technology, on discovery, on traditions. Next up is robotic workers. The invention of autonomous robots opens for the workers of our species being supplanted and perhaps in time surpassed. We must decide our stance on such large-scale automation. Right now it is allowed. The benefits of automation are obvious and immense. For the future of our people, we cannot afford to ignore the opportunities presented to us by technology. And then there's outlawed. Robotic automatons are a threat to not only our people's livelihoods, but to the very fabric of society itself. We must not allow ourselves to be made obsolete. Robotic pops and armies will be automatically disassembled. Oh, wow. Alright, well, we're coming up to the end of this current episode, where we're just learning about policies and stuff. So there's going to be... this is episode 3. there's going to be an episode 4 and an episode 5, and then depending on, obviously, the way that we do the sort of the YouTube stuff over on YouTube is the more views, likes, dislikes, comments, and stuff that these videos get within a certain genre of game, or within the game itself. So, like, if you like Stellaris, you want me to do more Stellaris stuff, then definitely feel free to like and comment and stuff. But if you don't, then I mean, feel free to watch these, but don't. Yeah, every view and stuff tells me, oh, maybe we should make more of this, maybe we shouldn't. Blah, blah. There's like a little bar. If you have any questions about how that all works, definitely ask, because I can definitely tell. All right, but beyond that, let's just end the episode there, and we'll pick up right here, right where we're at on episode 4. So thanks again, and remember that you can find more at twitch.tv/SirSquire for our live playthroughs, where you all come together and then drive the direction of those playthroughs. It's always a lot of fun. This is more of just for me to get more familiar with this game, and so hope to see you over there on Twitch.